Hey, what's up, guys? Pasay Baller here. Um, we're back now. Yesterday was a Sunday, and as we all know, I really don't post videos on a Sunday. So here we are, though. This is for February 22nd, NBA game day. Let's start off by doing this game, Chicago Bulls versus Houston Rockets. Right before we start, again, I'm inviting everyone who have not joined or who have not subscribed to our YouTube channel or YouTube account, Pass a Baller, just please click on the subscribe button below and also include that bell logo or bell button beside it. That way, automatically, you guys will be given notifications whenever there is a new video uploaded. All right, again, Chicago Bulls versus Houston Rockets. As we know, we just check on the standings of both teams first. For Chicago Bulls, this is the number 9 team of the East. They got a record of 13 wins and 16 losses, and they just won their last game, and that was a game against Sacramento Kings, where they won by 8. Now for Houston Rockets, well, this is a team which has been losing for quite some time now. I mean, Houston Rockets, they're number 14 of the West, and their record is 11 wins and 17 losses. Injuries have been, have plagued this team, and man, they are on a 7-game losing streak. That's such a long one. They're actually tied with the Sacramento Kings in the West, having seven games in terms of losing streak. So let's see what's going to happen on this. Now, looking at the details of this game, this one would be played at Houston, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9 o'clock a.m. Manila. Spread given is -1 Houston, +1 Chicago. All right, let's take a look at the different elements of the game. Number one, the home court advantage. Obviously, this one would go to Houston as it will be played at their floor. Number two, fatigue factor. Yeah, Chicago had a rest last night, but this would be the third game of Chicago for the last 4 games. Again, third game for the past 4 nights. So obviously Chicago would have some tired legs going on to this game, and apparently for Houston Rockets, they've had a long rest, because for Houston Rockets, the last due to some postponed games, the last time that they played was actually way back February 17. So they've had rest for like 5 days. For me, that's good enough of a rest. No, not too long to have some rusty legs, but well enough to have well rested legs. So at this point, at this early, I'm looking at Houston Rockets already having 2 advantages. Number one is the home court. Number 2 would be the fatigue factor. Now let's take a look at the injuries. For Houston Rockets, they won't have Exum and Oladipo. Those are for the guard positions. Oladipo is still doubtful if he would be playing tonight. And for Christian Wood, this is still due to that ankle sprain that he had. It is still unknown as to when he'd be available. And ever since Christian Wood got injured, that was when Houston Rockets really had major problems in terms of winning. Now for PJ Tucker and DeMarcus Cousins, they're listed as day-to-day, but highly likely they will be joining the team, and they will be suiting up for Houston Rockets. Now for Chicago Bulls, these are the same 3 who have been out for the Bulls: Markkanen, Hutchison, and Otto Porter. These 3 can easily give them 50 points on one night. So just imagine if Chicago Bulls, say, are healthy, plus add, I don't know, maybe a couple of vets in there with their new head coach. I think Chicago Bulls would really have a huge chance in making it to the playoffs. Okay, so what do I pick? I mean, which team do I pick especially now that we've seen call this the available players for both teams. Looking at the history of Chicago Bulls, they've been winning, but the problem with Chicago Bulls is that they have been inconsistent, and I don't know what a coincidence this would be, but starting from February 5, they lost against Orlando Magic. Now on February 6, they won. And the game after that, they lost against Wizards. The game after that, against Pelicans, they won. After that, against Clippers, they lost. After that, against Pacers, they won. And after that, against, well, it was a postponed game. So they started with Pistons, they won. And for Sixers, they lost. And for Sacramento, they won, man. So it's like a win-loss, 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 win-loss. That's the trend for Chicago Bulls. I just noticed it early. Of course, I don't think it has something to do with it, but maybe it's a good example of how inconsistent they've been. But at least it is also a good example that they've been winning. The last game that they've played was on February 20. Again, this was a couple of nights back. So if the trend would continue, they would lose. But of course, I don't believe in such. But yeah, that's how the trend looks like. For Houston Rockets, as mentioned earlier, they've been losing for 7 games in a row. And some of those losses were bad ones. They lost against Pelicans by 29. They lost against the Knicks by 22. Although I love that, I'm a Knicks fan. They lost against Wizards by 12. But the last loss that they had, that was against Philadelphia 76ers, they only lost by 5 points. Now, mind you, Philadelphia 76ers is the best team of the East, man. And Embiid was there. Embiid was playing, and he was playing well that night. It's just that John Wall was actually pushing, and he was pushing so hard, he got 28 points and 7 assists, while Nwaba was actually helping him out with 10 rebounds. Now, looking at the matchup against Chicago Bulls, I don't think there would be a player there in the Bulls lineup who could really manage or stop John Wall. I think it will be White who would be trying to take him out, but man, John Wall is stronger, John Wall is faster, and John Wall's three-point shooting is has just greatly improved this season. At the same time, I'm looking at Chicago Bulls superstar Zach LaVine, who might be making it to the Eastern All-Star. I think for the Rockets, we got like a couple of players who could possibly take him out. Not really out, but who could check him and at least not allow him to hit that 30 points or 25-point mark. I'm looking at Nwaba. I'm looking at House. Man, they have a lot of options. I'm even considering Tate, man. If LaVine would actually be playing inside, would be driving to the basket, I'm pretty sure Jason Tate would actually be helping out in the defense. It's been a while. It's been 7 games for Houston Rockets, and they've been losing. But I have a feeling tonight's the night when John Wall and his boys would actually taste a win. It's been a while, and they've had well enough of a rest. That's 5 days. They got Boogie back. They got Eric Gordon. Tucker. I'm sure Eric Gordon would also be helping out. I really feel like tonight's the night. Chicago is tired. They have someone to check Zach LaVine. So I'm expecting Houston Rockets to win this one. So my prediction on this one would be Houston Rockets -1. So just wait for the other 5 games for tomorrow's game date. Stay out there. Peace out, pass and love, and God bless.